We're here as a business school, and our goal is to provide the talent at all levels for these companies. And my question is about the customer. I see you, McKinsey, Subway, all the business companies as my customer. No offense to my students, I don't see you as my customer. The customer are the employers who are going to hire you. You are the product, and we need to make sure that, I'm dead serious here. I want you to be an absolutely amazing product, and I want the customer, McKinsey, Subway, and to hire you because you're an amazing talent. So that's my goal. So the question to you, John, is understanding the customer. And we talk about culture, which is the internal aspect, but what do you do as like a CEO to understand the customer? Like, what do I need to cater? Why would someone go into the Subway to eat, and you have like 40,000 restaurants, but ultimately you want to convince the customer to go and have your sandwich. Yes, we can have it outside here. So, but why would I go to Burger King? So, how do you understand your customer? What's your?
Well, it's funny, since you said your students are not your customers; they're your product. In our business, funny enough, our customer is the franchisee.
Okay.
So literally in our company, we find people. If they talk about the customer, we talk about the consumer or the guest. But really, our job is to make the franchisee money. That's what we're there for.
Okay.
So that's what we focus on. But obviously, a piece of that, to make the franchisee money, you need to drive the consumer through the door to help them, because they can't do that on their own. But when we sit down with the franchisee, let's do both. And you say, why would you want to be a Subway franchisee versus a Burger King franchisee or a Taco Bell franchisee? Well, in the world where we're going today, most people have multiple brands. So Subway's kind of unique in all these mom and pops. Over time, at least in the major cities, we'll consolidate. And so we'd rather be with somebody that had 50 Taco Bells, 50 Burger Kings, and hopefully 50 or 100 Subways. Yeah. But the reason they like Subway better, it's quite simple. I mean, a Burger King costs $1.5 million today, $1.6 million to build. You can build a Subway for $250,000 to $350,000. We don't have broilers, we don't have fryers, we don't have grease traps, we don't have hoods. It's just you need 15 people to run a Burger King, you need 3 people to run a Subway. So when people talk about how hard it is to get labor, you need a lot less labor. Remodels are a fraction of the cost. So when you actually go through the P&L, you're like, okay, this is a much simpler business to run. It's economically, the margins are basically the same, so your dollars go a lot further. So that's kind of an easy conversation to have with the franchisee. With the consumer, what I like, especially globally, if you think about all those brands I named, Domino's, KFC, Burger King, and McDonald's, you would say as the world gets richer, more and more people focus on health. And so you would say of those 5, we'll put Starbucks off to the side because they're coffee. If you took all those other 5 brands, we're the only one that you could remotely say is healthier. And so we don't have to be healthy. We don't need to lock ourselves in a corner like we're a vegan or a vegetarian brand only. We just need to be the healthier option, which I think we clearly are. And so how we position the brand, which is why we like athletes, because they're usually very authentic about what they eat. A lot of athletes call us up and say, I would never do an ad for Burger King or McDonald's. That goes against who I am as a brand. But they actually, I think Steph helped us a lot, and a lot of other famous athletes. So now we get athletes saying, I always ate Subway as a kid. My mom would take me there, Megan Rapinoe. Like, my mom would always stop at Subway when we were going to soccer matches. So there's a lot of authenticity, I think, in athletes and sort of the brand image you're trying to present. So menu innovation, like I said, is key. It's a little bit of everything to try to. It's funny when you guys raise your hand. 66% of Americans eat in a Subway at least once a year. So that's literally 340 million. So that's roughly 220 to 240 million people go through the door. 92% of Americans live within 5 miles of a Subway, way more penetrated than McDonald's. So people go, what's your consumer? I'm like, our consumer is America.
Everyone.
It's everywhere. So you just got to have enough reason to get people to come through the door and keep giving you a try.